Okay, greetings. So I just came back on. So I wanted to share, perhaps this could, um, oh, let me hold on, I can get my tea. So perhaps this information might be helpful to someone that also has fine hair or semi-freeform locks, or what I'm calling AfroLocs. Because I'm still learning about my hair all this time, and there's something part of one of my. We all have visions and dreams and aspirations and creativity. So there's something that's been in my mind's eye that I'm calling Afronomics, and it keeps developing, and so now it's Afro Flowernomics. Go figure. That's just how it's coming through. So I feel passionately that everything that goes around our beautification rituals, the things that we do to make us feel good and that we do for self-care and grooming, that is an economy. That's a fact. This is an economy. Our health is an economy, right? Our insecurities are an economy that other folks profit off of. And the main folks that should be thriving off of the economy of our beautification rituals and our health is us. It's us. We're in a unique situation as Afro people globally. So definitely in our quiet creative moments, what can we come up with? So folks have asked me on this channel about, as we do in the YouTube streets and the social media platform, asked me about what shampoo I've used, and I've shared it. I'm not big on products, and I actually threw away my shower caddy actually not many years ago. Many years ago. And so although I use a shampoo and I dilute it, and I don't use it often because I don't have any products in my hair, I've been really listening and paying attention, and I see myself moving away from shampoo for several reasons, right? And so I don't drag it out. What I'm moving towards, which has been my foundation of natural, right? As I let my hair lock, is our teas and rinses. And I've shared many times that I had a lot of acne, and what cleared it up is food. That's the whole fresh, unprocessed foods that I have been eating and ingesting, right? And that's period. Fresh, whole foods, primarily pretty much living foods. And that's what I've been consuming inside, top number one priority. And that's also what I put on my face. If I cannot eat it, I do not put it on my skin. I remember years ago when my first mentor said that to me, that was an epiphany as someone that grew up, watching people use lotion that was prescribed from the doctor, and Lubriderm, and even the cocoa butters that were really petroleum with a little cocoa fragrance in it, from these inexpensive stores. That's what we were raised on. Well, my Caribbean grandmother was big on the coconut oil. And my great-grandmother, Southern grandmother, used olive oil for many things, and she had gorgeous skin, right? But the next generations used a lot of, like, we would say, discount store stuff, items for the skin. And Afro folks, we're all concerned about us looking nice and greasy. Our children got to be oiled up, and that means health. So if you're walking out the door and your face is ashy, that's a sign of no care. And that's a sign of ill health. If you look ashy around your mouth or crusty eyes, you know how it is. The women would walk by and, wipe your eyes or whatever. So us looking nice and hydrated, whatever, that to us is health. And so with our hair, we've been raised that we have to grease the scalp and oil the scalp. And there are different schools of thought. So I have endeavored on what I'm calling freedom hair. More stuff keeps coming. I'm calling it freedom hair, AfroLocs, to understand. Anybody can lock their hair if they want, do you. But AfroLocs, this is very distinct. This is a distinct experience that we've been having from children, and it's actually traumatic and affects our esteem. So other folks that are locking their hair, other of our human, counterparts, they haven't had the same trauma when it comes to their hair, with the hot comb, that for some of us was mandatory in the perms from a young child. So that's one of the reasons I'm distinguishing it as AfroLocs. And those kits, the kitty kits, I don't know if you remember the kitty kit, the kitty perms. And again, I'm not going to demonize perms. I'm not in the space to demonize anybody's choices. I'm not the food police, the hair police, any of that. I'm just sharing one woman's experience. You can leave right here. But I'm not going to demonize that. It's everybody's choice, and everyone is at a different point on their path. And we don't need one more thing, food or hair, to divide us. That I'm not going to do. However, I am distinguishing it. This is a unique experience. It does its own thing, and I give homage to that. And this is an organic experience, and I'm still learning my hair, especially embarking on not having any oils in it. So one of the things that I found recently, right, and I'm always in the kitchen. I would say I'm a kitchen alchemist, and I have always been that, right? That comes from spending time in the kitchen with my grandma Lou grating coconut bread. So many folks are concerned about the dryness. And if you have very, very fine hair and delicate hair that cannot take it, my hair can't take it. Again, it looks full because of the afro, but that's why all of my locks are flat. Look at that. Everything is flat here, not one or two. They're all flat. So I'm big on styles that complement my features, right? So the shampoos will strip the hair. And as I've shared, if you're going to use shampoo, you want to use a really good quality shampoo. But I'm finding that we don't need to use it often, like really don't need to use it often. And I think I'm seeing now why there's one person in particular who I really like her channel, Queen Abike Adowu. Hope I'm saying her name right. Beautiful sister who's really, really dedicated to freeform locks. And actually, I did a video with her a long while back because our hair is totally opposite. She's got big old Congo Nati, which are gorgeous, and I'm the total opposite in terms of having very delicate, fine hair. And she doesn't use any shampoo. At one time, she did, and she used to use coconut oil. I don't know that she uses that at all. But also in terms of the texture of her hair, I get why she doesn't use shampoos. And again, the longer you're on this journey, you're going to learn about yourself. Now, who's going to give us that information? The beauty supply stores, the folks that own the beauty industry and that are making the wigs and stuff? Who's going to give us that information? Which is why I say AfroLocs, because this is a whole nother experience. It's economics is involved, our esteem is involved, our health is involved. Who else is going to advocate for that but us, right? Our numbers and the research connecting fibroids to the different substances we're putting on our hair and our skin. Many women are changing the way that they eat in order to experience long hair. And there's nothing wrong with a healthy sense of vanity. So I'm going back, and you'll try things that work, right? You're learning yourself, right? Especially as you take 110% responsibility for your esteem and for your health. I'm moving back towards, and I don't use a whole bunch of shampoo, but for several reasons, I'm moving back towards no shampoo, at least mostly, because I'm still finding it over time, and I love to wash my hair a lot. If you're rinsing it a lot and your hair is very delicate, you could still strip your hair, right? And again, if I just did a big chop some weeks ago, right? But just the constant manipulation is going to it's going to make your hair compact, and it's going to wear and tear on your hair. It's going to wear and tear on your hair and make it get old very quickly. Somebody's cutting grass over here. My neighbor cut the grass. Yeah, so it can wear and tear on your hair and make it age quicker. So just the wear and tear, and then like for folks that are feeling that dryness, there are many things that we can do with just teas to cleanse our hair and scalp. Because if you're not, number one, if you're not putting all that stuff in there, you don't need to work like a demon to get it out. And there was a time where as a video on this channel where I said I experienced Twinkie syndrome, and I was only putting oil in my hair, right? Again, my hair is very delicate and fine, different things. It felt good to me. It felt very soothing to my hair to have all that oil on it. But one day I went to touch my hair and it felt like a coating of plastic was on it. And I did everything. So I'm sure that damaged my hair, right? So all these things and the beads and shells damaged the hair. this is something to take into consideration if you have very fine Afro textured hair that is taking a beating. So most likely those things at some point will break and be cut off. So I just cut a whole heap, maybe about this much hair. And so I can see, again, this is something to consider if you have fine hair. Eventually, this stuff is going to break off, because that time where I had to wash all of that stuff out of my hair, I was the first time I tried baking soda and cider vinegar several times, because that feeling of like a coating of plastic on the hair, that was driving me crazy, right? So your hair is already fine and delicate. It's taking a beating. It's almost equivalent to what we did with the perms. So I've learned over and over and over and over, my skin and my hair is like, excuse me, hello, leave me alone. I don't want all of it. I don't want it. Actually, I'm sure if the organs could talk, they would like, could you please stop stuffing me with all of these substances masquerading as food? And if you're not going to listen, I'm going to show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. So I think all of those things are stripping the hair. And I can feel like yesterday I was playing in the kitchen, doing my kitchen alchemy with some different teas and seeds. And I was like, just rinsing my hair and then tying up my hair feels so increasingly soft. So I think it really is a thing that if you stop using oils, that you are going to go through a detox of all of that stuff coming off of your hair. And my hair feels even softer now from just teas and other stuff that are not shampoo. So I can see why some people initially like, how the heck are you not using shampoo? Maybe you'll use it quarterly. But number one, if you're not putting the stuff in the hair, you don't have to work like crazy to get it off. And just to feel the actual texture of what our hair does, what it performs like, or not even perform, what it does. This is what it be. And to see it in its natural state can make some of us anxious. But I think we are rewarded for our patience. So I'm going to be sharing some of the different teas that I'm using for rinses. And then if you can rinse your hair often, for those folks that are embarking on it. And again, this may be a concern for folks that have thinning hair, very fine, delicate hair, are concerned about our scalp. You may want to consider a minimalist, and doesn't mean you don't groom and soothe and care, but a minimalist in terms of less stuff that we're doing to the hair so that the hair can have an opportunity to flourish. Otherwise, we're moving around like crazy, again, out of anxiety that, oh, I'm going bald. Oh, we're trying to buy this oil, that oil, spend all of this money out of anxiety about what we look like. When, if you're healthy, health is beauty. If you're healthy, the hair grows. It can grow to length. So if we just leave it alone. So if we just find some minimalistic styles that don't require a whole lot of manipulation, especially if you have this very delicate hair that can break off. Because I'm telling you, I have no oil and this is soft, soft, soft. And all of the commercials and all of the endorsements. So, oh, I put this conditioner in and my hair is so soft. The hair is already soft on its own. It just is what it is. It's soft. It just tangles. Right? So now take that off the table just by allowing it to lock, with maybe a little teeny bit of separation, but it just doesn't need. So I'm leaving this alone right now. I guess at some point I can separate it, but that's just with the hair. This is just what it wants to do. And so I think we have the best opportunity at seeing the hair's potential, right? Again, if you look at the length check videos, people will talk about what's the maximum that my hair can grow. And, if you have locks, the hair that's shed is going to go right into the lock, right? So I think we have a really good opportunity for those folks with fine, delicate, Afro-textured hair or hair that doesn't have a whole lot, that's not as dense in terms of how many follicles that we have. We have a good opportunity to see what our hair, exactly what it can do when we leave it alone. And part of that, I would say, is not putting all the products in it and having some courage, right, to see what it can do. And in the meantime, we can just keep it clean and spritz it and moisturize it and tie it down. And so then you won't even have to give into the temptation to use the styling gels as you experience what your hair is and what it can do and maximize your own potential to see what it is that your body temple wants to express on its own. So it's just an option. It's an option, because again, just like we keep manipulating it, we won't have a hairline We won't have eyebrows. Some of us are losing our eyelashes. Think about it. We're losing our eyelashes, our eyebrows, our hairline, cutting the grass out there, because we're so anxious about what it looks like instead of relaxing into it and just seeing what it does. We're beautiful in our healthy state, and the hair will grow on its own. Take someone, I had a face full of cystic acne. That was no joke. So the organs, the body, they can be healthy and they can be free. When we just give them some respect and give them some space and give them some room. So all that to say, I'm going to be using and perhaps sharing some more teas if folks are interested in seeing that. The different tea rinses that I'm using. And I'm doing lots of massage and spritzing the hair with tea, tying it up when I'm in the garden. That's the one thing sometimes I don't want to do, but I do see a difference in tying my hair up in the garden so I don't have bugs dropping down from the trees and all kind of little pieces of leaves and stuff stuck in my hair. And tying up at night when I don't have to, but I feel a big difference in my hair feeling almost like conditioned, right, when I tie it up. And so last thing is that this lock that it was down here and I cut it up here, this is my marker. And I'm going to check in with this quarterly, those folks that are embarking on a journey of experiencing their natural hair. So look forward to that if you are interested. I'm going to be sharing some of the things that I find. And for folks that have asked, I do put food, if I can't eat it, I don't put it on my skin. I remember like thinking when one of my mentors said that to me, I'm like, how am I supposed to do that? But over the years, you figure it out and you figure out your routine. And I'm just astounded by some beauty channels that seem to make so much sense and they seem really, really nice, cosmetic channels and what do they call it, clean beauty channels. But just always intuitively, like with Grandma Lou, I just really find like in terms of sunscreen and stuff like that, we can find the natural ingredients. So that's the other thing. I'm really excited. So I'm really working on some of these other things because I'm just passionate that everything, the economics of this should really be feeding girls and women, Afro girls and women, so we are thriving because this is a whole economy. Our beauty, our health is a whole economy that we can be thriving. We can be thriving from. So with that, y'all create a great day on purpose, and I'm going to be sharing more now. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like. And also for those that ask, I still have some of these. They're like a limited edition. I feel so passionately. I had an artist hand cut these for me, and it says Afro, right? So it needs to be shined also, but I love the ritual. I take my little cloth and I shine it as a reminder to radical self-acceptance. So this is like a charm, talisman, if you will, because I'm all about radical self-acceptance, right? And you get to say and design and write your own narrative. All right, y'all. See you soon. Create a great day.